have.
What? Wait, wait.
Oh, he's gonna be so embarrassed.
What makes you happy? Having fun? Hanging out with friends? Delicious food? Making money? Well, consider this. Psychologists have scientifically proven that one of the greatest contributing factors to overall happiness in your life is how much gratitude you show. Yeah? Think about that. Go ahead and marinate on it for a second. You can thank me later if you want. It'll make you feel better according to this study. You go ahead and click on it and read it if you want. Or you can keep watching because we read it and we thought it might be fun to test out for ourselves. We gathered a selection of volunteers to act as our subjects. First, we gave them a test. They didn't know what we were looking for, but it gave us a pretty good idea of their current level of happiness. We asked them to close their eyes and think of somebody who was really influential in their life, somebody who did something really amazing or important for them. We had them write down as much as they could about why this person was so important. Now, a lot of them thought at this point the experiment was over, until we really put them on the spot and tried to get them to call that person and read what they wrote about them. Thank you, Jessica. We're gonna have you call your mother. So who is that right person for you?
Person is my sister, Erica.
We're gonna give Erica a call.
Okay.
Who'd you end up picking?
Friend of mine, Craig Ains.
Her name is Dora.
My college accounting instructor.
Really? Is this somebody you're still in touch with today?
No, I'm assuming that he's passed on.
That's a
to
shame.
the great beyond.
You up for it?
Yes.
What would you say if we called up Dora?
Oh, well, we can try, but she lives in Britain.
In Britain?
I don't know number by heart, dude. This is awful.
That's fine. I don't know my mom's number by heart.
If it's true that those who are going on are looking down on us, maybe he read my chicken scratch.
Hey, sweetheart.
Hey, how you doing?
Yeah.
You got a second? Where you at, in the hotel?
I am. I'm in the hotel. You scared me when you asked if I had a second if something's wrong.
No, I'm on like this little TV show, and they told me to talk about the person that influenced me the most, and I picked you, and they're making me call. They're making me call you.
Oh, wonderful!
Hi, you've reached Craig. I'm not here right now.
At the tone, please record your message.
Oh, come on.
Hello?
Hi.
Hi.
Erica? It's me.
All right, so I got to read you this paragraph. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Go ahead,
All right.
sweetheart.
All right. The person that influenced me the most would be my mother, Marlo Dawson. She is a single mother of 2. She is a very hard worker and dedicated to her family.
Hey, Craig, this is Loie. This is going to be a funny little voicemail, so I hope you enjoy it.
I'm so sorry for calling you at 4 o'clock in the morning.
I have to read this to you, okay? And you can't say anything or, I don't know. You can respond, but I probably will just keep going. Okay?
Is everything okay?
Yes, but I have to read this out loud to you.
The person who has had the biggest impact on my life, outside of Jesus Christ, who is responsible for my existence, was my college accounting instructor. He had a joy and enthusiasm for his job like no other teacher I have ever known.
I love her to death, and she keeps me going with positive talk. She is a woman that knows what she wants and won't give up until it is achieved.
Oh, something. I don't know what. I'm about to cry because that's so beautiful. I have to say that's just wonderful.
I first met Craig on an independent feature film set in Whitefish, Montana. I recently have been sending Craig a lot of positive thoughts as he suffered a series of health problems. Despite his medical problems, he's continued to work and take pleasure in the small things in life, like sitting quietly with his wife Janine on the porch.
Erica is my older sister and my best friend. Sometimes it even feels like we are twins. She's my #1 fan and my #1 supporter. She makes me happy because despite all my mistakes and my decisions, she still loves me no matter what.
Your friendship is everything. And you are one of the most important person in my life.
Even when she has a kid and many children, I will love her more than her kids. Okay, maybe not. I will never forget when she flew 3,000 miles at the drop of a phone call to save me from a breakup.
I'm being blessed by having a son like you. I love you.
Bye.
Why did you do that to me?
I don't know, because they made me do it.
Thank you for picking up. Bye, sweetie.
And then they're like, here, you're gonna write this letter. And then I wrote like this whole long ass letter, which, you know, I like don't write. And then all of a sudden they're like, hey, guess what? Now we're gonna call her and you're gonna read her this letter. And I was like, what the f?
Before we let them go, we gave our subjects one more happiness test. Now, we mixed up and rephrased the questions so they didn't know they were taking the same test twice. For those who took the time to actually write something down but couldn't make the phone call for whatever reason, we saw happiness increase between 2 and 4%. Good, but not exactly mind-blowing. Now, for those who actually picked up the phone and personally expressed their gratitude, we saw increases between 4 and 19%. So either way, expressing your gratitude will make you a happier person. But you want to know something really interesting? The person who experienced the biggest jump in happiness was the least happy person who walked in the door. What does that mean? That means if you're having a particularly tough time, trying this out will more likely have a greater impact on you. Trust me, I'm in a lab coat. In fact, while you're at it, film it and upload it to us, and we'll do something awesome with it. I'm Julian, and this has been The Science of Happiness.
Hey, let's get some music going.
Yeah. Oh, that's... let me change
I didn't know you like this kind of music.
No, definitely not. Let's change that.
Oh, turn it up.
Yeah.
You and I were always on the edge. We fight and make love at the end.
This is Jordan, and he's got a little problem. See, Jordan values fitting in and being cool above all else. But what he's realizing at this very moment is that he can't bear this trapped, inauthentic existence any longer. And just to clarify, the cool we're talking about is the mental straitjacket one that keeps you guarded and in control. The one that doesn't let you embarrass yourself at karaoke or get goofy on the dance floor, because taking it off and being the passionate, vulnerable, silly you is way too risky.
Actually, I don't really think I want to do this anymore. I just think...
Nope, stop that. We're all here. Step 1, identify the fear. Look inside and have an honest conversation with yourself.
Hey! Oh! Hey!
The idea is to figure out what it is you're holding back and why.
So, what is it? Just, you know, the whole opera thing. I mean, I've always been obsessed with it,
But your friends would think it's weird?
Exactly. Right. Then they might think I'm weird. You know, might not talk to me or something.
It's just easier to like what they like.
Exactly.
Right. All right, cool. Problem solved.
No, you guys. All right, here. Step 1.5. Share the fear with someone. This isn't easy and takes some courage, but gives us the perspective we can't give ourselves sometimes.
Oh, nobody cares what kind of music you like. If you like it, you like it.
Talking about our fears and insecurities shows us how irrational they can be and begins the process of breaking them down. But unfortunately, words aren't enough. Step 2. Face the fear. So for Jordan, this means he has to show his friends just how much he loves opera.
What? No, I'm not ready. No.
Hey, put some music on.
At the core of uncool is vulnerability. Choosing to be vulnerable is the choice to be real and let ourselves be seen. You got this. Okay, now here's where it gets tricky. Step 3, prepare to be disliked. This is the risk we run when we commit to being our true selves. Perhaps in this situation, since these are Jordan's friends, he's in the clear. But for life outside the car, there will most definitely be people who don't like who we are. The good news is, once you experience the joy and freedom of unleashing the real you see it's worth the occasional hater.
How do you feel? Alive? A little scared, but mostly alive. Hell yeah, brother! Woo!
Now wait! Before you get in your head about it, we have one more. Step 4. It's right there in the title. All there is to do is be exactly as you are. It takes courage to do this, and stepping out of your comfort zone will surely get you knocked around. But stay at it, because one day, without ever realizing it, you'll surpass being cool or uncool to simply being you. And voila, you're unique, just like everybody else.
I was in the police academy, and I got injured.
I ended up that my grandpa has prostate cancer. I lost my dad in January of this past year.
On April 19th, I faced a life-threatening surgery, which had caused me to be paralyzed. And my major concern was that I could not walk again. But as you see, I am here, and I've got work to do.
The glass is half full. Could have been worse. Look on the bright side. When life knocks you down, these are the things you hear people say. I mean, there's no way what they're telling you could actually be helpful, could it? Well, buckle up. Because psychologists have found that a substantial amount of your happiness in life is determined by your ability to focus on the positive. We gathered a group of volunteers who experienced a significant and sometimes difficult life event in the past year. First, we handed them a test to gauge their current level of happiness. Now, in order to be super scientific, we split them into 2 groups, a control group and a variable group. Now, what about that control group? Well, we asked them to think about something that they had no opinion on whatsoever. They didn't feel too strongly about it one way or the other. And then we asked them to share that story with us.
So here's what I wrote. I found apples to be rather neutral because they don't really taste particularly good or bad.
I think the color yellow is a nice color. People like the color yellow because it looks very nice, and that's all I have to say about yellow.
I think they're rather bland and fairly innocuous looking. They're cheap to purchase, which helps to make up for the rather obvious lack of flavor.
The feeling I get when I watch a show that I think is just okay when I really don't want to watch it is a feeling of not wanting to be there, wanting to get up and just get ready to go.
And I think overall the pros and cons of this fruit tend to balance itself out when compared to other fruits, and hence that was why I chose this apple.
For the variable group, we brought them in, sat them down, and asked them to think of a recent time in their life when they experienced something positive, maybe something they achieved, something good that happened to them, something good they did for somebody else. The idea was to put them in a positive state of mind. We asked them to focus on the details and 3 strengths that they had. Of those 3, we told them to choose their biggest strength and tell us a story that showed off that quality of theirs. Would you mind reading for us what you wrote?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
I wrote, I have a top-notch quality of caring and being sympathetic with those people close to me.
I have a talent for and a gift for helping young people who don't like school, helping them to become intelligent and enjoy learning.
The one quality I like most about myself is that I'm very caring towards other people. I do a lot of volunteer work, which is good for the person in need and lifts my spirits immensely.
My most strongest strength is my knowledge. Not only because it's a tool I use on a daily basis, but also because it's a tool that helps me get myself out of a lot of trouble.
My favorite part of my personality is basically my self-motivation. Because when a lot of people doubt me and tell me that I can't do stuff, I just take the stuff that people say I can't do and use it as motivation, and then just prove them wrong in the end.
The one thing I ask everyone to do is to be your authentic self. Stand up and be who you are no matter what. What you think of me is no concern of mine.
I deliver for the Meals on Wheels program at the Senior Center, and I love seeing my elderly recipients each week. They truly light up my day, and I don't feel complete without giving them a big hug and making sure everything is a-okay with them.
Recently, a friend of mine, his father also died, and I was able to come together and help him with his mourning and with his understanding process of death, and to let him know that, you know, you're not alone and it hurts like hell, but you'll get through it with the help of good friends, and that's what life's all about, just overcoming and advancing.
Well, my uncle was doubting me, calling me dumb and stuff like that. And then they was telling me I wasn't gonna pass the California high school exit exam. I was a dummy, I was a failure, and other stuff like that. But then I passed it. So then that was when I just realized that all the doubts that people give me, I just use it as a motivation and just use it to keep moving on.
When they were finished, we had them take another test. After they finished, we measured their happiness again to see what kind of effect the positivity exercise had. Now, keep in mind, our findings show an instantaneous increase in happiness. Changes ranged as high as 43% increases in happiness to drops as low as 31%. And for those who did the exercise, we saw a much narrower range. For some people, happiness went up 18%, and the lowest drop was as little as 6%. So, maybe instead of focusing on your weaknesses, you should focus on your strengths instead. What are your strengths? When was the last time you really got to show it off and use it? Let us know in a video response. We'll do something awesome with it. I'm Julian, and this has been The Science of Happiness.
Oh, this is hot.
Can you hear me? Loud and clear?
Hello, Annie. So Wes, I know you've been my boss for a couple of years now. You have been a really great mentor to me, and I really appreciate that.
So I just want to thank you for being a great dad. You're always there to support me, even when I say, no, I don't really need this talk right now, but you're there nevertheless, and it's always just great to have someone to rely on.
For the past 12 years, you've been my best friend, and I want to thank you for everything you've done for me.
You've always been there for me, my #1 friend. I think we both know that this is going to go a lot farther than school.
Although I know we've only been married for a year and a half, I know I don't always acknowledge how awesome you are.
You have a great sense of humor. You're witty and sharp.
You're a kind person and always thoughtful of others.
You are one of the sweetest, kindest, most thoughtful men and people in my life, and I really appreciate that.
And the whole time you were growing up, you made it so easy to be a mom. And I don't know if I've ever told you that.
You are absolutely beautiful, absolutely, and you are so, so talented. Keep doing what you're doing, because it is going to take you places.
Do we switch spots? Is that what we do?
Jackson.
Yes? I'm so lucky that you're in my life today as not only a coworker, but as a friend. You're someone that inspires me every day just to keep a positive attitude and to laugh and smile and stay lighthearted.
I always really appreciate how you start singing at the drop of a hat, because you have such a beautiful voice, and I love the way that you filled my whole childhood with song.
First met you 12 years ago in kindergarten, and I'm so glad I did because you've been my best friend ever since. That's the best, so thanks.
The compliment I want to give you today that I've never said to you before is your awareness of other people and how nice you are to everyone in the room.
You're very good at making everyone in a room smile, putting everyone at ease. I admire that so much in you.
You're honestly such an amazing person. You are my best friend in the world, and you always will be.
All I can say is that I really love you, and I don't know, it might be hard for you to believe because I don't act like it sometimes, but I do.
I like to say that I take after you because I think that you're just such a great person, and I aspire to be more like you as an adult. And I think that if I could be just like my mom, that would be the greatest gift I could have.
You're the most beautiful woman I know. I'm so blessed to have you in my life. I probably don't tell you that enough. Yeah.
All right, gang, now each of you is going to go up to a complete stranger and tell them something nice about them.
Excuse me, guys.
So, being kind makes you happier. Obviously. Thanks, science. But if it's so obvious, why do we do it so never? I mean, rarely. Well, it's because when I don't know, okay? I'm busy, all right? Get off my back. I hold the door open for people so often, you don't even know, okay? Well, let's get a little more specific with this. In 2005, a study was conducted proving that, and I quote, engaging in deliberate acts of kindness leads to increased well-being with one caveat. It must be done in such a way that exceeds the individual's propensity to be kind. Specifically, engaging in an act of kindness per day for a week will not lead to well-being benefits, but doing, say, 5 acts of kindness in a single day does. I think somebody just found his next experiment. As per usual, we gathered our selection of subjects and gave them a test to measure their current level of happiness. Then, we planned out a day jam-packed with kind events, a sort of kindness pentathlon, if you will. We started off small by going to a grocery store parking lot and asking them to just return carts or help shoppers carry their groceries.
Have yourself a nice day. Bye.
All set with your cart? Yeah. Great. You're welcome.
Next, we had them order takeout.
Hi. Yes. Can I have 12 tacos, please?
We had them get coffee.
May I please have a decaf green tea?
We had them get the valet to bring the van around. And we had them wash the van. And leave each of those a $40 tip.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
It's okay. Just keep the tip. Keep the tip.
Oh,
yeah.
Thank you.
No problem.
Thank you for coming.
Got it.
Thank you. How much is it?
That'll be $195.
Okay. Here you go, and keep the change. All right, thanks.
No, you can keep the change. Thank you. Thank you.
And that's for you. Okay. All right, thanks. You did a really good job. Looks really good. Thanks for taking care of our marshmallow.
Then we had them take the food they just ordered and give it to somebody who needs it.
The pescado?
And some water.
Okay, thank you.
And some water?
Thank
Cool.
you.
All right, enjoy.
Would you like some food, sir?
Water?
Yeah. How are you, sir? Would you like some fish tacos? You're very welcome. And we also have some water we'd like to give you.
That's fine. There we go.
Diana. Nice to meet you.
Yeah. Have a good day.
Next, they approached random strangers and had to give them a compliment.
Excuse me, guys. I just want to say I really like the way you guys look together. You guys look like a really cute couple.
Excuse me. Where did you get those shoes? Those are really nice shoes.
You keeping your parents on their toes? Yeah? It's great that you're out with the family and getting exercise.
I just wanted to say it's really nice that you guys are taking your kids to the park and like there's still like such a sense of fun in your family. Like that's so rare, you know? Like so often we like don't do that. So that's wonderful. Anyway, have a good afternoon, guys.
All right, gang, so we've had a pretty eventful day. So that's all well and good, but now we're gonna get a little more personal. Each of you is gonna think of somebody you know in your life who needs a little bit of encouragement right now, a little bit of a pick-me-up, a helping hand, maybe they're struggling with something. And each of you is going to call that person and give them those words of encouragement.
Hi, how are you?
Hey.
Hey, Zion, how you doing?
Good.
How's everything in school going?
I'm just calling to tell you how proud I am of you.
Hey, it's Joe. It's your brother.
I wanted to tell you that about your fear of flying. I think that it's perfectly natural and you don't necessarily have to hit the sauce every time you go on a flight. But
okay.
you know, if you do want to fly without any kind of hesitance, I'll be willing to go on a flight with you anytime if you need to get over your fear.
Oh, well, thank you.
Tell me about it. What did you do this week in school?
I had a project on my favorite state, and I picked Oklahoma because Oklahoma Thunders.
I really admire that you upped your whole life and moved to New York and decided exactly what you wanted to do. And you got into NYU and you're doing what you want, and that's amazing. And you're being so independent, and it's wonderful.
Thanks.
Oh, that's your favorite team?
Yeah.
So how did finals go?
And you're doing your homework too?
Mm-hmm.
You inspire me.
It can get pretty paralyzing.
Watch a funny DVD or something on your laptop or whatever, because laughter is pretty good for anxiety.
All right, and remember, the better grades you get, the more we'll be able to go surfing and do other stuff. But if you get bad grades, then all we're gonna do is study and stay at home, okay?
Okay.
Well, I just wanted to call and tell you that, I'm super proud of you, and that you just told me you got a new job too.
All right, well, have yourself a good day, and I guess I'll see you when I see you.
All right.
All right, take care.
Talk to you later.
Bye.
All right, love you, Zion.
Love you too.
Have a good night.
All right. I love you. I'll call you later.
Bye.
Yeah, I love you, bro. Talk to you later. Bye.
At the end of the experiment, we gave them another test to see how it affected their overall level of happiness. And we found an average increase in happiness of 9.3%, with the highest increase being 22%. So, why is it that just doing little acts of kindness doesn't really make you feel that much better? Like anything that's positive for you, eventually you're going to start taking it for granted over time. And it's not going to make you as happy as it once did. There's a term for this, and it's called hedonistic adaptation. Now, there's a trick to scratching this itch of a human condition, and it's to actively plan out experiences that throw off the pattern. So why don't you try it for yourself? Go out and fill a day with doing the world some good. I mean, heck, you can even steal ideas from this episode if you want. I'm not going to be mad. I'm Julian, and this has been The Science of Happiness.
My name is Inigo Montoya.
You killed my father.
Prepare to die.
Hands down, one of the best movies of all time. It's probably top 5. Are you okay?
I'm good. So awkward. I'm sorry.
It's fine. At least you didn't have food in your mouth. Imagine if it was like a whole mouthful of spaghetti.
Oh my God. No.
You know, it's fine. Don't even worry about it. I'm gonna go clean up, okay?
Ah, embarrassment. Your face gets hot, palms are sweaty, knees weak, arms are heavy, marinara on your date already. You spiral into a flurry of negative self-talk, wanting so badly to hit undo. Unfortunately, there's no quick fix. So you feel like this is the worst thing that ever happened to you.
It is.
And there's absolutely no coming back from it.
There isn't.
And that anybody who witnessed it now thinks less of you.
Yep.
But then you stop and say, you know what? Maybe I'm overreacting. Let's get some perspective.
Nope. That wouldn't change anything, which sucks, because I really liked that guy.
Whoa, 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 whoa. What are you doing?
You did this to me. We're done.
Claire, don't. You love pasta.
And pasta love you. Please, Claire. Do it for me.
Take it, pasta. Okay, fine. What's the first step?
Step 1, tell someone. It takes courage, but sharing the experience with someone you trust is one of the most powerful tools we have in overcoming it.
Oh, sweetheart, I'm so sorry that happened to you. I've certainly been there before. I was on a very first date, and a very unfortunate noise escaped from me.
No.
7.8 on the rectum scale.
Oh my gosh, Grandma.
There's great relief in the compassion and connection we feel when we realize we're not alone. But naturally, as soon as we're left to our own thoughts, we start replaying the experience over and over again.
At least you didn't have food in your mouth. Imagine if it was like a whole mouthful of spaghetti.
Oh my God.
So while you're doing this, Realize no one thinks about you as much as you do. We tend to overestimate the extent to which our actions are analyzed by others. And when we do this, we stop listening. I mean, do you even remember the Velociraptor bit he did?
That happened?
Maybe, maybe not. You don't know. That's the point.
Whoa. Hey!
Step 3, stop playing the tape.
You're right. Let's get rid of it.
No, wait. For now, stop worrying about the past. Take a deep breath and...
Be present.
Exactly.
Yeah. I don't get to take a lot of time to just be...
Step 4, time travel. Get some perspective by going a few years in the future to see the impact it'll have on your life.
Oh my God. This? Don't even worry about it. They're all the rage in a couple years. What can I help you with? Okay, tell me straight. Do we ever see Danny again? Oh, that's why you're here? Yeah, you guys actually get pretty serious.
But if you can't time travel, you can also get perspective by remembering embarrassing moments from your past. You might notice that some of the things that felt like the end of the world are just funny stories now.
But seriously, don't worry. You guys end up breaking up. Wait, what? Don't tell me that. Get me out of here. Wait, don't you want to find out if you should buy Bitcoin?
Which brings us to our final step. Laugh about it. Once we can look at it as a learning experience or a funny story, we know we've made it to the other side. In the meantime, we can rely on our friends and family to help pick us up and remind us that we all stumble from time to time. And we might as well get used to it because moments like these will always sneak up on us. In short, it happens.
Years ago when we got married, my grandfather was our best man, and the toast that he gave after the wedding was, may you live as long as you love, and may you love as long as you live.
I wrote, instead of cursing the darkness, light a candle, because it came from a teacher who was struggling with cancer, and I figured if he could say a quote like that, then I can have a viewpoint like that with the small problems in life.
We'll collect the moments one by one. I guess that's how the future's done. I feel like a lot of the time people focus on the future as like a different place, but really it's like what's happening right now. So just living in the moment and seizing the day.
The quote I wrote was, make it count, spread peace, fear none except justice, and love all.
You're never fully dressed without a smile.
Life is great and there are great things ahead.
Love one another.
Let the choices you make today be the choices you can live with tomorrow.
A smile is infectious.
If you come across some good words and quotes, then it's definitely a good idea to hold on to them and share it with others.
It's kind of like connecting on a human level with other people.
I think these are the principles we should live by. They internally reflect who we are, and they should shape our actions.
You were so cold to my friends and so incredibly rude.
I do have value. Damn it.
I need to forgive so then that I'm not bitter towards the next guy that comes around.
Forgiveness. What does that even mean? Does it mean admitting you're wrong? Is it a sign of weakness? If you ask for it from somebody, do you lose the upper hand? How many times have you decided not to forgive somebody and maybe they didn't deserve it? What's the point? Why even bother, right? Hey, it's fine, it's none of my business. We don't have to get into them. Let's get selfish for a minute. What's in it for you? What would you say if I told you that psychologists have found a substantial correlation between reduced stress, better heart health, lowered anxiety, lower pain perception, and most importantly, higher overall happiness, all attributed to your ability to be a forgiving person? Well, today we thought we'd dive in, check it out for ourselves. As usual, we brought in a selection of subjects, gave them all a test that gave us a fairly good idea at their current level of happiness. And as usual, they had no idea what we were doing. We started by asking them to close their eyes and picture somebody that they were currently holding a grudge against or had some sort of unresolved conflict with.
Okay.
You got that person in mind?
Mm-hmm.
Then we asked them to write out who this person was, what the event was that caused this tension between them, how they felt about it, and then most importantly, we asked them to, in their own words and in their own way, try and forgive that person. You had a bit to say, didn't you?
A bit, yeah. Well, it's my sister.
We dated.
It's kind of been in my head a lot, so getting it down on paper kind of gave me an image of what I felt, pretty much.
This particular person was my stage partner in a magic act that me and this person did together.
Go on.
Yeah, we never got to like hang out as often as I wished.
Since you already have it all written out, do you think you'd be willing to share it with us?
Yeah, sure.
It was, a colleague at work.
There's one more bit to this. Would you be willing to do it into a mirror?
Mirror.
Yes.
Sure. I feel like we're work colleagues, and we should have more of a common respect for each other.
So we started trying to develop a different show together, and as that started happening, everything started breaking down, and we just would get into worse and worse fights.
This person was a girlfriend I had a while back. Things escalated quick with us, and we enjoyed each other's company, but what I found out about her, I couldn't bring myself to forgive.
I would love to be valued at work. Appreciation, just a small, at the end of the day, thank you. You did a good job.
This is a case of just knowing someone for a very long time and being just the one person that he always went to when things would go wrong.
I found out that most of the stories she told me about her life were all lies.
He just decided to up and essentially leave for 4 months and completely ruin any chances I had of starting another act.
I'm not sure if she was just trying to seem like an interesting person or just wanted some attention, but she already had mine.
And I've tried to forgive you. I've tried to forgive you many times for acting this way, and it seems like when I do, I open myself up to getting just the door slammed in my face again.
I am valid as a performer. I do have ideas, and I can create things, and I have created things.
In order for me to completely forgive you, I feel like I need to feel the respect that you give to everybody else on me as well. I don't feel that.
However, now that I'm out in Los Angeles, thousands of miles away from home, I'm afraid I'll never have as great of a chance to help you through life struggles.
You never know who to trust, but I can't put everything on him. But when it did end, I was a little relieved because I didn't do it on my own for this whole 7 years.
We were doing this act for 4 years, and I got really even though you can logically understand that you do have value in the world, if you want that from one particular person, it's just gonna take a little while to let go of everything.
And I know at times that I am a difficult person.
Sometimes we want to change people.
I feel like it would be better if we could forgive each other and just kind of start anew even when people make mistakes.
I want you to know that I do care about you, that I'm always thinking about you. And if there's ever anything that you need from me, I'll be there for you.
If you could just treat me just like you do, your best friend at work, I think we'd be completely cool.
I've had to keep a lot of stuff in, so it feels good to...
Having a grudge is it's not fun, and it's sometimes forgiveness just comes from within. You just learn to forgive and learn to move on.
Well, the results are in, and we found in our subjects an average increase in happiness of 8%, but the highest increase was 28%. Now, what does this mean about forgiveness? Most people think forgiveness is something that takes two people, a forgiver and a forgivee. But what we found today is reaping the benefits of forgiveness doesn't require anyone, except you. Now, Now, it doesn't mean you have to reconcile with them or even say a word to them, because forgiveness doesn't mean excusing or forgetting what happened. Forgiveness is something you do for yourself to lower your psychological distress by getting rid of those negative emotions. So, is there anybody from your past that you're holding a grudge against? I've shown you the door. Now it's up to you to walk through it. I'm Julian, and this has been The Science of Happiness.